Ladies and gentlemen, friends and neighbors, anyone who has not been to one of these meetings before, please stand up. Please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In the interest of time, I'm going to dispense with my normal rules because everybody knows what they are. You're used to me after all this time. We're going to proceed through the warrant, article by article. I'm going to take a motion, a second, and then whoever made the motion can speak to the article, and we'll have discussion and take amendments if you want to make them, if you're so inclined, and then move on to the next one. Article 1 is obviously to elect the school officials. That will be done on April 11th at all 3 polling places. And we're going to go to Article 2, relative to gifts, legacies, and devices of personal or real property. Thank you.
I move to approve Article 2 as written.
And Mike, second. Thank you. Naomi, you want to speak to this?
This article would allow the Merrimack School Board to accept gifts of personal or real property during the year, such as land. This article appears on the ballot every year in order to allow the school board to accept property on behalf of the district. If this article is not approved, all non-cash donations would have to come before the voters. This does not negate public discussion by the school board and would still require a vote of the board.
Is there any further discussion on this article? Seeing none, we'll move to the ballot as printed. Article 3, relative to the pavement reconstruction at Merrimack High School. Andy?
I move that we accept this article.
As printed?
As printed, thank you.
Thank you. And Shannon, second. Thank you. Andy, you want to speak to this?
Sure, I'll read it really quick. Article 3 is a warrant article that says, shall the district raise and appropriate a sum of $196,174 for the purpose of pavement reconstruction at Merrimack High School to include the bus loop around the school building and the front entrance. In the handout, as well as on the website, sau26.org, there is a map showing the area that this repavement is for. Essentially, it is the paved circle around the high school, including around the back where the buses go, as well as students for activities. And then the front of the building, with anybody who's ever walked across, it's really patched and really in a lot of disrepair. So the $196,000 pays to repave that entire circle around the building. There is an area around the back that needs to be reconstructed. It's falling sort of into the swale, if you will, sort of on the Route 3 side of $38,000, which is actually in the operating budget. So we can repair that and get that solid, and then this warrant article then repaves the whole thing to make it complete. So that's what this article, and the tax impact is 6 cents per thousand of assessed value.
Any further discussion on Article 3? Seeing none, it'll move to the ballot as printed. Article 4, relative to the removal and replacement of asbestos tiles. Cinda?
I'd like to move Article 4, but I'll go ahead and read it first. Shall the district raise and appropriate the sum of $310,000 for the purpose of removal and replacement of asbestos floor tiles on the first and second floor of the Merrimack High School, and the removal and replacement of cabinets and countertops located in the Family Consumer Science classrooms at Merrimack High School.
Thank you. Second? Thank you, Naomi. Cinda?
This article appropriates $350,000 for the purpose of removing and replacing worn-out asbestos floor tiles in the Family Consumer Science rooms. And that represents 5 classrooms and hallways on the second floor at Merrimack High School. The total area of this, for this project, is 32,756 square feet. While the flooring poses no immediate health risk due to the maintenance department inspecting and sealing the affected areas every 6 months per state guidelines, the tiles are cracking, which increases the potential for exposure due to the asbestos material being contained in both the tiles and the adhesive used to install the tiles. Once that happens, it becomes friable, and there's a greater health risk. So the purpose of this is just to prevent This section of flooring, it's approaching a point where this diligent maintenance and the monitoring will not be sufficient in order to prevent health risks in the future. So if and when asbestos becomes airborne or friable, that's a health risk. In addition, the flooring is also underneath the cabinets in the family consumer science classrooms. So the cabinets are originally from the mid-1970s, and the classrooms are they're in very poor condition. The doors no longer can be secured properly, and you can see the countertops throughout. The condition exposes the underlying particle board and offers an inferior surface to clean properly, especially in an area used for food preparation. If this article is approved, it will complete the removal of all known asbestos in the school district, which will complete the asbestos removal plan that has been ongoing over the last 10 years.
Thank you, Cinda. Any further discussion on Article 4? Stan?
Stan Heinrich, 8 Edgewood Ave. Cinda, I believe I heard you give an incorrect number, and I just wanted to check. I thought you said 350,000 or something.
The article is for 310,000.
For 310,
Yeah.
but I thought I heard you say 350, and I just wanted to make sure that that's the 310 was the amount.
The motion is 310.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Any further discussion on Article 4? Seeing none, it'll move forward to the ballot as printed. Article number 5, relative to the putting funds into the Repair Capital Reserve Fund. Mike?
I'd like to move Article 5, shall the district raise and appropriate an amount of $75,000, said sum not to exceed 10% of the unencumbered surplus funds remaining the end of the fiscal year 2016-2017, and to transfer that amount to the School District Repair Capital Reserve Fund for the purpose of providing unanticipated and or emergency repairs to all school district facilities.
Second. Thank you, Shannon. Mike?
This article funds the existing capital reserve account for general unforeseen and therefore unbudgeted repairs to district facilities and equipment. During the previous school years, the fund has been used to replace one section of high school bleachers in the amount of $98,500 and the roadway to the lower ball field at a cost of $55,000. The fund currently has a balance of $153,000. This article will bring the total available emergencies to approximately $228,000, which could be used for a boiler failure, non-functioning fire alarm panels, or a catastrophic computer or hardware failure at a server level. These are just some of the examples that the fund may be used for if needed.
Thank you. Any further discussion on Article 5? Seeing none, it moves forward to the ballot as printed. Stan, I'll let you deal with Article 6 relative to the operating budget.
Madam Moderator, if I could just have one moment, please. I would like to just introduce the names of all of the volunteer members on the School Budget Committee and give a special thanks to one of our members. The members this year included myself as the chair, John Hanson as vice chair, Kevin Bobbitt, Heather Gage, David Ilk, Shelley Jacoby, Carol Lang, Chuck Mower, and Naomi Schoenfeld represented the school board, and Pat Heinrich was our secretary. I would like to personally thank them all for doing their job this year and working through many snowstorms. And I would also like to wish John Hanson a very safe future and thank him for his service in the Budget Committee. He chose not to run for re-election in the upcoming election. And with that, I move Article 6. Shall the district raise and appropriate an operating budget not including appropriations by special warrant articles and other appropriations voted separately, the amounts set forth in the budget posted in the warrant or as amended by a vote of the first session for the purposes set forth therein, totaling $73,673,057. Should this article be defeated, the operating budget shall be $73,738,838, which is the same as last year with certain adjustments required by previous actions of the district or by law, or the governing body may hold one special meeting in accordance with RSA 40:13, 10 and 16 to take up issues of a revised operating budget only. Majority vote required was recommended by the school board 5-0, and it was unanimously recommended by the budget committee 7-0. To give you a little history on some of the major cost items in the operating budget this year. First of all, you'll notice that the operating budget is only up 1.9%. And of that 1.9%, we have such items as $612,000 for a roof at Thornton's Ferry, $539,827 to replace the HVAC system at the high school, which is over 40 years old and cannot be fixed or welded anymore, $508,577 is up for the New Hampshire retirement, and that is due to state regulations. The health insurance has a guaranteed maximum rate increase of not more than 9%, and the actual amount won't come until after the election, but the amount we have to budget for, the extra, is $113,959. Transportation is up 3.25%. It amounts to $70,181, and there is also a new 5-year contract that is now in place. Cement sidewalk repairs at the schools is up $93,660. And as you heard earlier in one of the warrant articles, the side entrance to the high school for the buses has to be dug up and repaired to redo the drainage because the road is being undermined. That comes to a total of $38,000. Another point of interest is that our debt service is down $51,683 because we are almost debt-free. I think the department heads, the superintendent, and the school board did the best job that could be done with this budget. And though it's up 1.9%, if you look at the majority of these major expenses, you will find that that's what accounts for the increase. Also, because some of these items were postponed to try and save money in the previous budgets, that's costing a little extra because the cost of the goods have gone up. And if anybody has any questions or comments, shoot away.
Any further discussion on the budget? I'm sorry. Stan, do you have somebody making a second for you? Thank you. Now, anyone else want to discuss this? Seeing none, this will move to the ballot as printed, and I would like to apologize for skipping over my initial introductions and ask Shannon to introduce the board.
Thank you, Madam Moderator. I'd like to introduce you to the panel up on the stage tonight who helped to prepare for tonight's events. I will go from your left to right, both front and back row. So in the front row we have to the far left, School District Attorney Kathy Peel of the law firm Wadley, Starr & Peters, our Superintendent Marjorie Chaffrey. I'm your board chair, Shannon Barnes. To my right is School Board Vice Chair Andy Schneider, and then board members Cinda Guagliumi, Michael Thompson, and Dr. Naomi Schoenfeld. In the back row to the left is School District Clerk Patricia Heinrich. To her right is Assistant Superintendent for Business Matt Chevenel, and to his right is the Assistant Superintendent for Curriculum Dr. Mark McLaughlin. Thank you.
Thank you. Stan?
Motion to adjourn.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Raise your hands. Thank you. We are adjourned.